Leonor de Borbón. She entered the world on October 31, 2005, in Madrid, to a nation watching with pride. From the moment she was born, Leonor de Borbón became more than a child, she became the future of Spain's monarchy. Cameras captured her first appearance. Headlines declared her, La Infanta. But behind the flashbulbs and the official portraits, there was also a family, a father, Felipe VI, burdened with modernizing an ancient institution, and a mother, Queen Letizia, a journalist turned royal, determined to raise her daughters as grounded, thinking individuals rather than ornaments of the state. From her earliest years, Leonor's life was mapped in ceremonies, uniforms, and lessons in statecraft. At 6, she walked through palace halls already echoing with history. At 8, she began to understand the weight of her title. But her parents shielded her, insisting she attend ordinary schools, have real friends, and live as normally as possible for a future queen. The first curiosity loop begins here: how does a girl reconcile childhood with destiny? Each answer only leads to more questions. By age 9, Leonor made her first public speech. Her voice was small but steady. She spoke of unity and hope. Commentators compared her composure to her grandfather, King Juan Carlos, but there was something new, a tone of sincerity, a hint of independence. Was she merely echoing words written for her, or were we hearing the beginnings of her own voice? School reports and glimpses from classmates painted a portrait of a diligent student who loved literature, languages, and outdoor sports. She studied English, French, Catalan, Arabic, a polyglot in the making. She admired historical queens who ruled with courage, from Isabella of Castile to Denmark's Margrethe II. Was this fascination foreshadowing her future connections across Europe? At 13, she received the Order of the Golden Fleece from her father in a solemn ceremony. The cameras focused on the medal, but the real story was her expression, a mix of pride, weight, and dawning responsibility. The Spanish public debated whether it was too soon, too symbolic. Yet Leonor stood firm, looking directly into the lens. For many, it was the moment she stopped being simply the king's daughter and began to embody the Princess of Asturias. Her teenage years brought both public and private challenges. Spain was in political flux, debates over monarchy versus republic intensified. Every appearance, every gesture she made, was dissected. Yet Leonor remained largely silent, appearing at charity events, reading to children, visiting hospitals. Was this restraint imposed on her, or was it her choice to listen before speaking? The answer seemed to lie in small acts: handwritten notes to volunteers, quiet visits without press, a habit of pausing before answering questions. A modern princess, yes, but also a strategist in the making. In 2021 she began studies at the United World College of the Atlantic in Wales, following in the footsteps of other European royals. For the first time, she lived outside Spain, sharing dormitories, doing chores, engaging in debates about global issues. Classmates described her as thoughtful, private, sometimes funny, never entitled. Here, the second curiosity loop emerges: away from the Spanish press, who was Leonor becoming? Each anecdote added a new layer. She joined environmental projects, participated in Model UN, learned negotiation skills. The heir to Spain was learning to be a citizen of the world. Back home, her younger sister Sofia continued public duties with their parents. Some wondered if the sisters' bond would withstand distance. Yet when Leonor returned for official events, their closeness was obvious: shared glances, small jokes, synchronized steps. The monarchy's future rested on these two girls who seemed determined to support each other. Could their relationship become a model of shared duty in a family often divided by protocol? Then came her military training, a turning point. In 2023, Leonor entered the General Military Academy of Zaragoza to begin the same path as her father once walked. Cameras captured her in uniform, hair pulled back, saluting with crisp precision. For many Spaniards, this was the moment she crossed from symbolic to tangible leadership. She endured drills, sleepless nights, and academic rigor. Classmates spoke of her endurance, her humility, her refusal of special treatment. A future queen learning to command by first learning to obey, a powerful message. Throughout these years, subtle gestures signaled her own values. She championed education, digital literacy, and the environment. She visited rural communities often overlooked by national politics. She asked questions more than she gave speeches. And always, she balanced the expectations of tradition with a quiet push toward modernity. Was she preparing Spain for a different kind of monarchy, transparent, empathetic, engaged? As she neared adulthood, speculation about her personal life intensified. Every smile at an event, every rumored friendship became fodder for headlines. Yet Leonor kept her privacy intact, refusing to feed gossip. Observers noted her discipline: no public social media, no leaked messages, no scandals. For a generation raised online, this restraint was almost radical. Did she understand that her mystique was also her strength? On her 18th birthday, she swore allegiance to the Constitution in a ceremony watched by millions. It was a pledge not only to her country but to the idea of a constitutional monarchy surviving into the 21st century. The applause was thunderous, but again her expression told the deeper story: not triumph but commitment. She was not playing a role, she was stepping into one. Today, Leonor de Borbón stands on the threshold of a future both monumental and uncertain. She is the first Spanish queen in waiting in generations. She is a bridge between tradition and change, between Spain's diverse regions, between its past and its future. And she is still a young woman discovering herself under the world's gaze. The final curiosity loop is the biggest: what kind of queen will she be? Will she reinvent the monarchy as her parents tried to, or will she chart an entirely new course? Will her reign heal divisions or provoke new debates? Will she succeed in keeping her private self intact while serving as a public symbol? We don't yet know the answers. But watching Leonor de Borbón grow from an infant on the balcony of the royal palace to a poised young leader in uniform, we glimpse a story still being written, a story of duty and individuality, of history and hope. And for those who have followed her journey, one feeling rises above the rest: anticipation. Because whatever path she chooses, it will shape not only Spain but the very idea of modern royalty. This is Leonor de Borbón, the girl, the heir, the mystery, the promise. And her next chapter is about to begin.